Wow! Okay. Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSU81 and today we are going to take a look into this SH Figuarts Vega versus this newly released Jada Toys Vega. So let's kickstart the comparisons by checking out the boxes. As you guys know, I don't really keep boxes. So from here you can see some pictures of the boxes. The SH Figuarts one looks decent enough and the Jada Toys one is the standard arcade style box. At the back you can see some pretty cool pictures from the SH Figuarts, and as for Jada Toys, it's pretty plain but I just like the simplicity of it. And next we'll move on to the overall look of both figures. So as you can see, they looks rather similar in terms of the design, but at the same time it looks slightly different. And some of you guys might or might not know that this SH Figuarts one is from Street Fighter 5, while this Jada toy is from the Ultra Street Fighter 2. But you can see that they looks basically the same. I would say even the pants is just some color different. You can see the one from the SH Figuarts is sporting the yellow plus the blue, while the Jada Toys is yellow and purple. Other than that, the paint is pretty similar, and of course there's also one big difference is that the claws for the Jada Toy is gold, while the one from the SH Figuarts is silver, which is the one that I prefer more. And let's take a look at the body. So you can see another differences is the skin tone. I do love the SH Figuarts one by having a slightly better skin tone, which actually resembles more like a human skin tone because it's not as pale as the Jada Toys, and you can see there are shadings all over. This Vega is from the slightly earlier days of the SH Figuarts, whereby they still put some efforts to do the shadings on the paint, whereby nowadays they don't really do this anymore. However, by looking at the tattoo, okay, the one from the SH Figuarts looks like some kids drawing there. Or the one from Jada Toy, I do feel that it's kind of nicer in a way. And some of you guys actually mentioned you would prefer a slightly darker purple for the tattoo, but I do think that it looks okay because of the pale skin. I noticed that something is missing here. There isn't any of the snake tattoo like what you see on the Jada Toys, but it's actually being covered by this thing here. Yeah, it's way below. Oh, okay, it's kind of loose, so it's way below his waist there, as you can see. So it's still accurate, and there are two here on the arms. Yeah, same goes for here, and at the back you can see a pretty cool one from the Jada Toys, but the SH Figuarts one is very straight. It just looks like a belt here instead of a snake. Let's check out the gold. Wow, I do love both of their gold. You can see they are very shiny, almost very much the same kind of gold paint here. Yep, this is pretty good, and they do have emblems on it. And as for the pants, yeah, just the slightly different paints of it, pretty good. And the shoes is very similar, and the socks as well. And I don't know what you call this thing here. For the Jada Toys, it does have some soft goods, while the SH Figuarts one still back in the early days, so they are still using some plastic. And as a matter of fact, this one is actually part of the accessory. It wasn't attached to it when you get it out of the box, so it's considered one of the accessory. Of course, it does have some articulations over here. And lastly, let's take a look at his mask. Wow, I think both looks equally good, but I do prefer the one from the SH Figuarts because you can see there are some shape to it, while the one from the Jada Toys is somehow it just feels like it's pretty flat. Yeah, but the J is looking very good. Once again, I think the SH Figuarts one looks slightly better. And for the eyes, you can see there are eyes on both of the figure there, looks pretty cool. And for the hair, once again, I do think that the SH Figuarts one is sculpted slightly nicer. Yep, and the ponytails, yeah, pretty good for both. Okay, so in overall, I do think that both of them do have kind of like their own strong point and weakness in terms of their overall look. Oh, sorry, before I forgot, I think I did read that some of you mentioned that body proportion of the Jada Toy is slightly off because you can spot a very much broader torso, then it's a very slim waist. Yeah, and for the SH Figuarts is overall much nicer body tone. He's supposed to be something like a sleek warrior. Yeah, some of you guys actually says that the one from the SH Figuarts looks much more closer to the Vega from the game, while this one just looks like a bodybuilder here. Here is what I meant by I wanted a longer claw for the Jada toys. You can see that the SH Figuarts one looks much cooler when it's longer. Wow. And next we will compare on the accessory. As you can see, both of them do comes with a pair of closed fist hands. However, for the SH Figuarts, this comes with an additional closed fist hands for the right hands without the claw, pair of something like a posing stance hands, and lastly another pair of something like a grabbing hands. This hands actually looks pretty weird. And as for the Jada toys, it only comes with another pair of grabbing hands, and both of them do comes with an unmasked head, as you can see right over here. So the one from the SH Figuarts do looks like some Japanese anime kind of characters, but the one from the Jada toys looks more like the Vega that we know, I think. Next, for the Jada toys, it also comes with additional claw plus this claw effects parts and also a mask. And as for the SH Figuarts, it also comes with this diorama cage whereby you can actually break it into two, and you can also connect it like this based on your preference. And it also comes with two bases which is used to support it, but I'm not sure where it is now. It is somewhere. And that's not all. This SH Figuarts also comes with two cardboard backdrop which can be combined together to form a scene. And as for mine, it is also so yeah, you can see these are all the accessories that both of these Vega comes with. And now I'd like to show you that this SH Figuarts Vega does comes with interchangeable parts as well, especially on his claw. You can actually remove it and place on any of these two hands. Yep, as you can see, it is removable as well, so you can actually put it here. Yep, it's looking pretty cool. And this one is also removable. Yeah, this is something that is pretty neat. And the next thing that you can switch is the hair. Okay, so for this unmasked head, you can see that he doesn't come with the ponytail, so you can actually remove these ponytails from this head. Yep, be very careful about it. It's very small joint. Okay, so then you can actually put it onto this head, and you just need to connect it back to the body, and it will looks very good. The next thing you might ask is, doesn't he comes with a mask for the unmasked head? Yes, you can actually remove this mask from the mask head. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, but it's rather scary once you remove it from this face. And then you can actually let another hands to hold it, and there it is. He just comes with a mask for him. Wow, that's pretty neat. Okay, thanks. We'll move on to the articulations, but before I begin, I would like to show you this SH Figuarts. Yep, it has become very loose over the years, and just a simple touch, it will actually come out of the joints. Okay, so nothing is broken. It's just that I think the hole has gotten very loose over the years. So just a tiny movement, it will just break them apart. Okay, but I think this is not really a big problem. You can actually fix it with lots of methods. So let's start with the head as always. So for the SH Figuarts, it does have a separate neck just like this Vega, but he can look I think quite good. You can see that. And let's see about this Vega. This one does have some restrictions because of his hair. Okay, so he can't really look as much as the SH Figuarts. Looking down, I believe both is equally good. Let's see that. Yeah, oh, okay, so once again, I think the SH Figuarts is actually can look down a bit more compared to these Jada toys. But as you can see, both of them do have a separate neck. Once again, you can move it quite freely. As for his arm, I think both of them will have no problem actually going 360. Yep, for the SH Figuarts, it does have a butterfly joint. Can you see that? Yep. Oh, okay, the claw came out, which is fine. I'll just put it aside first. Okay, so you can actually have a butterfly joint. And the same goes for the Jada toys, but I would think that the Jada toys butterfly joint actually have a wider range of movement as compared to the okay, come out again, as you can see, the SH Figuarts. And for the arms going up sideways is, I think, let's see, okay, is the SH Figuarts of course can go much further up. Yeah, oh wow, okay, so somehow I activated the butterfly joint. It can go much more as compared to the Jada toys. Wow, okay, maybe Jada toys can go higher as well. Let's try. Okay, something like this. Yeah, okay, not too bad for both. And he doesn't have any bicep shovels for the SH Figuarts. And as for the elbow, the SH Figuarts have a double joint elbow. And as for the Jada toys, it does have a double joint elbow as well. So you can see that. Wow, okay, so both of them can articulate pretty good. But there is one special thing that I noticed for this SH Figuarts. You can see that there is a line here, which means that you can even turn his arm sideways. Wow, this is something new, at least to me. And for the torso, you can see there's a very loose torso for this SH Figuarts. This one come out again. Yeah, so it's very loose. Let's see how well it can bend forward with the loose torso. Just about this much. Okay, so let's see about the Jada toys, whether it can go as far as the SH Figuarts. Let's see. Oh, this one dropped again. This is really getting very loose. Okay, so yep, I think the Jada toys actually can bend forward more as compared to the SH Figuarts, and bending backwards is once again, this is getting on my nerves. It keep coming out not that good. Okay, yep, so something like this. Is it out? No, it's still connected. Wow, so this is pretty good. Okay, and let's see the Jada toys. Of course, I don't think can bend as much. Okay, for the legs wise, no pull down mechanism. There's a very obvious tight shovels, okay, which the Jada toys have as well. So let's see, this is okay, I'll just leave it there. A single joint knee. Same goes for the the Jada toys actually have a double joint knee here. Okay, so you can see that's the difference. So the Jada toy actually wins in terms of the legs portion, and the Jada toys do have another special articulations on the near the foot. Okay, let's see for the SH Figuart, it doesn't, just a ball joint here, ankle rocker, and he does have a toe hinges, whereby the Jada toy doesn't have. Okay, so time to put him back together, because we want to do like a kick forward first. Okay, kick forward. Wow, this is really good, guys. Okay, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, the Jada toys can also do almost a very similar one. Okay, so wow, both can actually do equally well. Kicking backwards for the Jada toys is slightly more restrictive. Yeah, just like this. And for the SH Figuarts, okay, it's also, yeah, pretty much the same, just a very slight movement to the back. And let's try to do a split with this loose body. Wow, take a look at that, guys. This is a really perfect split. And let's see on the Jada toys, I believe, yes, he can also do a perfect split, guys. Wow, just look at that. And for the SH Figuarts, this cloth thing does have articulation as well. You can see that. Okay, you can actually move it quite freely. It's like a ball joint there. And for the Jada toy, as you know, this is something like a soft goods with bendy wire, so you can actually bend it however you want to. It's more flexible as compared to this one here. And as for the hair, the one from the Jada toy is only here that you can actually do it some articulations. But for SH Figuarts, it does have 2 points of articulation. One is here, so you can actually move the hair up, and another part is over here. So this one have a wider range of movement, of course, as compared to the Jada toys. So in overall for the articulations, even though the SH Figuarts is falling apart, but he does have a better articulation as compared to the Jada toys. And right up next, we'll talk about the scale. Okay, so as you can see right here, right now, the SH Figuarts seems to be slightly taller as compared to the Jada toys. So let's compare side to side. Yes, indeed, the SH Figuarts is just slightly taller than the Jada toys. Wow, this is something new. I always thought that the SH Figuarts will be smaller, but this is, I mean, great. Okay, so for the last thing to check is the pricing itself. For this SH Figuarts Vega, I just checked, he got released in the year 2020, which means that this is a 5-year-old figure. And right now, the price in the market actually skyrockets so much that it actually costs around 5 times of a Jada toys. Yes, that's right. Oh my goodness, this guy is like a holy grail now. I didn't know that he's worth that much right now. Okay, so in conclusion, as you can see right now, both of them do have their own pros and cons. However, as you can see, I do feel that the SH Figuarts have more pros as compared to these Jada toys. But of course, the Jada toys do have one very good pros, which is it is very affordable. So if you do have this SH Figuarts Vega and you are thinking of selling it for the Jada toys, please think twice. But if you do not have any Vega at the moment, I would strongly suggest you to get the Jada toys one, because it is really not worth getting the SH Figuarts one due to the skyrocket price in the market right now. And I also feel that the Jada toys do worth every penny that you spend for, and it's really not looking that far off as compared to the SH Figuarts. So once again, I do hope that this comparison video helps you to decide which one you should go for, and I'll catch you guys again in my next video.